install an anchor trolley on my fishing kayak. You get your screws, your hardware, your line, your instructions. That's all from Yak Attack here. I'm putting it on Santa Cruz. It's a Raptor G1 kayak. I'm actually up at their store in Mattawa. Materials, tools. We've got a 1/8 drill bit on a DeWalt drill. Can't go wrong with DeWalt. We've got a star head screwdriver and some silicone. We'll put a little bit on the screws before we screw them in, just to help seal it, help hold it as well. And we want to run the line so when it's done that it looks decent as well. I can come all the way to the end here. I can come to here, same as the front. I can go higher, lower. Ideally, you want it basically above the water line, which is roughly going to be in this vicinity. And how far back you come, it's up to you. Sheldon and I noticed if I put it here, I'm probably going to smash on it when I hit the dock or whatever. So ideally, to me, this will help. It's out of the way of this part, a lower spot. Some kayaks you have the option, some you don't. So I'm looking at roughly right here. So what you start with, drill one hole to get started, and you screw that into place. Then you take a step back and you eyeball it to roughly where you're going to want the line, how it's going to look up to on this end. You don't want to put it way up high or way down low, and then you're up on a, kind of keep it straight. So being that I have one there, so when I took a step back and looked, if we were to guess, now this part sometimes can take a while. This is one of the harder ones to think of because there's a lot of curves and bows to this kayak. I'm thinking in this vicinity. Let me put this one in. This stuff's good because it reflects in the dark. Actually, I kind of like that, right over top of the Santa Cruz.
Yeah. Actually, it's just about perfect there, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So. Now you don't do the second hole yet until you got the rope, because it might be off on an angle. That way you tighten it up and then it'll sit where you want it. What do you think, Sheldon? How's that looking?
Actually looking pretty good, man.
Do I want to come down like so? Or do I want to keep it straight?
I think you want to keep it straight. It looks nicer.
So you have 3 points that are holding this top line down, right? And that's going to be around there.
Yeah, you want it somewhere close to where you're sitting so that you can block it.
Yeah, so you can reach it, and you want to make sure it's out of the way of the paddle. Like here, the paddle might hit it when you rub the sides, if you do hit the side. So see, that's going to hold this in place, this line, the top line. line straight. Drilled the hole, I'm gonna put it in there. It's coming together. Change the angle up or down. I think that's good. So once you have those all lined up, now you put the second one in.
That's sweet.
That's good, yeah? Okay. Now I need to make a decision. Do I want to put one down here, or do I want to put it here so it pulls it in? I think I'm going to put one here.
I was gonna say it's an optical thing, but putting it there, it, as you say, it pulls it in tight because the bulge on the kayak down here, it holds it tight against kayak.
So one thing I'll add is we didn't even measure or pre any of this. I took you're watching this like out of the bag and installed. It's not like we planned it and measured it. I should have, because whatever mistakes I made, but it's not bad. I'm gonna say leave those longer. You can cut them later. You don't know if you want to go longer or shorter yet at this point. Use it a couple times. It'll shrink, it'll stretch, it'll bit of both. And then you've got some extra good line left over. You can run your drift bag off of the end, and if you want to move it, move it to the front, drift bag here. Put your anchor pole, stuff it through to hold you in place. Snap it in here to lock it. I'm going to install I'm going to